Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Alexis Edwards, and today we're going to be doing our second day of energy and relationships. I'm going to wait a couple minutes to see if we can invite some people. Alright, oh, we got a couple people on here. Let's see if I can see you. Alright, so thanks for being on. I'm going to get my second device because apparently that's how all the cool kids do it, so that you can actually see what's going on. Oh, we got a hi. And I see myself on delay. That works. Alright, so let's mute us. Okay, I think we're good. I can see comments. Hey Wendy, hey Jacob, hi Jane. So this is our second day. We're going to be talking about energy loops and imprints, which are two really two really important concepts. So I don't know if everyone who's on here now saw yesterday's. Yesterday was just a basic primer on energy, how it works. My take on it, the way, the school of thought that I come from, is that energy is information. And it's just about accessing it and understanding it. And it's something that's really important when we're talking about our relationships and talking about how to interact, because a lot of times what we talked about yesterday is that we do so without much thought. We just are reacting, and oftentimes without really hearing what our partner is saying and where they're coming from. We just oftentimes expect we know what's coming next, so we respond based on that. Did anybody have any questions from yesterday? Anybody who watched? I kind of wanted to cover that first and see before we start. And we're also probably going to do some cards, which is always fun. See any questions? So who'd like a card? We're going to pick a couple people. I'm going to be using my new deck that I'm in love with, that is by Barbara Evans. It's the founder of the course I took over the weekend, for those of you who were aware of that. It's called The Art of Raising Frequency, and basically the sessions are, I did a couple today, which was just really amazing. I mean, knock your socks off kind of stuff. It is essentially a system and consciousness upgrade, which is quite amazing. These are the cards. I know you see them backwards, but these are them. Hi, Kellen. Thanks for coming back. So, we have quite a few people. So does anybody have any questions? Any thoughts? And or would you like a card? So I'm going to start by pulling one for the group to set the intention of today's talk. I think yesterday that a few people, I got feedback that they liked that and it was helpful. Oh, I love this. It's awareness in the feminine. This is a great card, and it's so perfect for today because what we're talking about is stuff that a lot of people don't talk about. Most people don't really understand what energetic imprints and or loops are. And I find them to be really important to understand. And the card is neat because awareness. So now when we bring this new material into our awareness, it allows us to make changes. Oftentimes we can't do better till we know better, right? And that's why most of you are here, to learn more. So you can do something different, have some change, right? So, does anybody want an individual card? We don't have anybody clamoring for it, because otherwise I'll probably just start with the topic. All right, cool. So I don't really see anybody asking for a card, which is totally fine and quite interesting. Maybe we'll have some time to do some at the end. Oh, Kellen. Okay. That delay always gets you, right? Okay. Let's see. We'll put our awareness back in. All right, Kellen. So your intention for today. Evolution. I love this. It's such a beautiful image. This particular image is called harmonic concordance. Oh. Huh. So, Kellen, are you at a point where you are learning new things and evolving into that next phase of your life? Because that's kind of what it feels like is happening. Oftentimes, like an evolution card will come up when we're like at the precipice of something new or change. All right, Wendy. Yeah. Yeah, these cards are really, really super powerful. If you'd like, I can send you a picture of it. If you'd like that, just message me and I can send it to you. The images are very vibrationally full. And are quite amazing. I really haven't come across anything quite like it, to be honest. So if you want that. Okay, cool. Yeah, just message me afterward and I'll send it to you, okay? All right, so Wendy. Wendy, you got the love card. Love in the masculine. So that's, these card decks have two types of cards. So we call it the masculine card is the one with the image and a lot of words and affirmation. And the feminine card is going to be just the image of the photo. And these are, Wendy, these are the ones that I told you about before, that class that I did. This very much feels like feeling able to ask for what you need, ask for love, going out and getting what you need. I think part of that is probably creating your community and how you're coming into that. And in a way, it's your community is about love. And so I feel that very much. This might be a little bit in personal life too, but it feels business related, like going out, going out and feeling comfortable to ask for what you need. I think that balance of the masculine and feminine is something that's quite interesting, and this relates to our topic actually. A lot of us go one way or the other. Obviously masculine is quite common just because that's what we've been in as a society and culture and as human beings for a long time. So a lot of us are shifting into that feminine, into that receptivity, and when we do that, sometimes what ends up happening is we wait and we have this receptiveness that it's difficult to activate like that divine masculine within us, meaning that balanced masculine. So going out and asking for what you need in a really kind and loving way is important and helpful. And that's what I'm kind of getting from this. So I hope that kind of makes sense for you. So we'll do two more. Anybody else? If not, we'll just start chatting. All right, so the topic for today is expanding on different topics of energy within relationships. So two things that I find to be really important, like I've said a couple of times, is understanding what a loop is and understanding what an imprint is. So a loop is essentially when we get into these patterns of behaviors that literally go round and round. For whatever reason, we can't do anything else. Okay, we'll get to you at the end, Kim. Remind me, okay? So loops is where we just get around and round. So sometimes loops are that we bring them into this lifetime. So we act out patterns from either our parents or ancestors, or if it's within your cosmology, like previous lifetimes and previous experiences. Either way, whether it's current or otherwise, it's where it's almost like a rut. You're walking around in a circle, and you can't go to another path because you keep walking in that circle because you've worn it into the ground. And energetically, that's what happens. And I would probably say a good 95% of relationships is that we always do things a certain way, and you can't get out of that because it's just pulling you in. The resonance of those patterns and those behaviors kind of holds you on. And yesterday we talked about the importance of being able to allow people to change, and when they change, to kind of have awareness of that, to become more mindful of the way that we're communicating in our relationships, to sort of honor the sacredness of the day-to-day life. I think so often we're looking for sacredness in meditation and this and that and different things, and there's sacred in daily life. I actually think there's a song that's popping in my head, but there's sacredness in just the daily life, and understanding that and giving each other space within a relationship to love the way we love. And I think that's really important. So along with that, with allowing the space for a person to change, it's then understanding when you are both trying and you cannot get out of it. What I've noticed is when you have a loop, it will pull you back in unless you consciously are making other decisions. So this is a little bit separate. Not all behaviors are loops, but some are. There's a lot of sometimes somewhat complex things, agreements that we make, etc., thought forms, belief systems that we have, that sort of thing, can play into why we create that loop and why we lock into that. But I know for sure awareness, which is so beautiful that we got that card, because awareness is what helps us get out of it. I know definitely that was a big thing within my own relationship of just these patterns for many years of staying in a certain pattern and not being able to get out of it, because we both played our roles, because that's what a loop is about. You both play your roles. We're talking specifically about romantic relationships obviously right now, but it can apply to anything. But for me, that was something that there was a turning point when we were able to see that, this isn't even us. This is just this thing, this creature, this merry-go-round that won't let us off. And there's this resonance, meaning like attracts like, because when I talk about resonance, that's what it means. And for me, resonance of frequency is basically, that covers a lot of what energy is about what life's about. Like attracts like. We attract into our life the way we think, the way, all that stuff. It's like little magnets finding each other, right? And that's true with people, and it's true with looping mechanisms. And what's interesting with that, what I just said in terms of like attracting like, oftentimes people will be with similar experiences and or similar patterns in their lineage will find each other and be attracted to that. So for example, two people who were raised in homes where parents fight or whatever it is, there's a resonance because it matches. Like attracts like, right? So they have that resonance, and then how do you change that? Because then that's your blueprint for how you behave, right? That's what you know about a relationship. So how do you change that? Understanding, awareness. I love that card came up. I mean, it really, that's what this is about. It's awareness. We can change things when we start to notice it. We can say, I don't want to be on that. I can feel that pulling. Helping each other and calling each other on these things, saying, hey, we made a decision to not do this. Can we take a minute? And I do understand that sometimes things can get heated, and, I've been with my husband for 15 years, so I definitely understand that it's easier said than done. But I think when you have that intangible spark, which I talked about yesterday, and we're wanting to improve something in a person whom we love and care for, and who is, you know, inherently we both are good people and we love each other, and whatever that is, kind of going from there and being able to change things, being able to hear each other. And that's where, you know, sometimes you can seek outside help, but definitely just being kind to yourself, being kind to each other, and listening, like we talked about yesterday, listening to what the other person is saying before responding, starting to have awareness of what we're doing. That's really what it is. What we talked about yesterday as well is energetic responsibility, and that kind of rolls over into a loop, and that's how you get out of it, is being aware of what you're bringing to the table, you know, being aware of when we're being pulled back in. The first thing is just awareness that it's there, that loop is there. And this is, you know, specifically when you're talking about a loop that you're in from a current relationship of ways of being that you've always done, right? And someone yesterday asked a question about what do you do when there's energy and or basically stuff from a previous relationship, and it's really obvious that what you're doing and what you're responding and how you're acting is based on a previous relationship. So that goes into a little bit of loops because it's your own pattern of behavior, but it goes a lot more into the concept of imprints. So imprints are going to be kind of like walking in the sand at the beach, and you can look back and you can see where you've been, right? So oftentimes we carry a lot of imprints. We carry the imprints of emotions and thought forms and all sorts of things. Sometimes traumatic. Trauma is different, and that's a whole nother series. I mean, that's a lot to talk about in terms of with trauma, but it does leave an imprint. It leaves a lasting something within your field. And so experiencing whatever strife or difficulty or whatever it is within a previous relationship, there's going to be an imprint. So when you have an imprint within your field, there's resonance for that right here. Okay, we talked about it briefly yesterday, but it warrants saying it again. Is, for example, if you in a previous relationship always gave all your money to your partner, and I don't even know why I'm using this as an example. Maybe somebody needs to hear this one. You give all your money to your partner, and you don't really. That's just what you do. That's how you do it. And in this new relationship, perhaps that's not what you do. Or perhaps it's what you do automatically and you're not really comfortable with it and you want it to be different. Your partner wants it to be different. But there's a resonance that that's the way you do things. And then clearing those imprints is important, because otherwise we continue to, and really, I know I'm beating a dead horse with this resonance idea, but it's really what it is. Like attracts like, until we change the vibration, until we change what resonates. And that's true with healing of any kind, whether it's in the physical body, emotional body, or spiritual body, or when we're talking about relationships, because that's kind of what we're talking about, is healing a relationship, right? That's what these 3 days is about, understanding energy. But we're all here because we're interested in how do you heal it? How do you make it stronger, you know? Oh, thank you for the little hearts. So yeah, I got a little excited there. And do those concepts make sense? Does anybody have any questions about those particular things? Because those will lead into tomorrow's talk that will be about chords and chording mechanisms. Let's see. And thanks for being on here with me. It's so fun to have you. We got a different group tonight. So other things, you know, that I'll talk about while I wait to see if there's any questions. No, okay, so loops are not the same as chords. So, so loops, so I'll get into chords more tomorrow, but a chord is the way we communicate. It's an energetic structure that exists. Everyone has them. We'll talk about it a lot more tomorrow because all of tomorrow is about that. But a loop is a cord can contain the information from a loop. See, that's where we get all complicated. I'm going to leave that for tomorrow. But in terms of, no, it's separate because a loop is the merry-go-round and the cord is you holding hands. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So your hand holding is totally separate than the merry-go-round because you can hold hands anywhere, right? You can hold hands walking down the street, going on the Ferris wheel, getting cotton candy. But when you're on a merry-go-round, you're only on a merry-go-round. And that kind of, I hope it makes sense. And we'll talk about cords a lot more tomorrow. What else? Oh, so the importance of, obviously those of you who know, I'm a doctor of Oriental medicine and I'm a healer I help people heal on multiple dimensions and different, just kind of all levels that are possible. Whatever comes up is what we work on. And that's where healing work, not just with me, but with anybody. I mean, even reading a book that helps you understand yourself better, any of that's going to help you. I hate saying this, but it's the truth. It's a vibrate higher, kind of change the thought pattern, change where you're at. Because, when we're in a situation, we're always angry or frustrated or whatever it is. Unless we do something actively within ourselves to change that, we can't expect or ask anyone else to change. It's just not fair and it doesn't really make sense. And allowing yourself to work on yourself, to actually be doing things where you feel better within your body, within your mind, your thoughts feel better, all of that feels better. You're bringing more to the table. You're bringing a different resonance too, because when you change your own resonance, and that's why doing healing work, whatever kind that is, even taking self-care, doing stuff that's important to you and taking good care of yourself, you're changing your resonance, which means you're changing it within the partnership, and it allows your partner to meet you where you are. And that's the cool thing about, for those of you that are more actively involved on a spiritual journey or within the spiritual community, raising up brings people with you, okay, because of resonance. And that's where doing the work, doing the things that you do are important, whatever that means, whether it's acupuncture, whether it's, doing flower essences, whether it's having healing sessions with a healer, whatever it is, it's helpful for both parties. And all you can do is the best you can do for yourself. We can't take a sledgehammer and change someone. It's unfortunately not the way it works. And at the same time, it's very fortunate that it's not the way it works. But we can do what we can do for us and allow for our partner to meet us there and to rise up with us. So that's what I got for today, unless anybody has any questions. Tomorrow we're going to talk more about the actual energetic communication that for me is etheric and energetic cords. I have a slightly different take on it. The way I was taught it and the way I notice them within the body and work with people with them are different than a lot of the literature out there. But we'll definitely do that. So I'd love for you to join me tomorrow evening, and probably around the same time, around 7. So I know somebody wanted a card. I think Kim wanted a card, right? So let's do 3 people, if there's 3 people who want some, okay? And in this time while we're doing this, if you do have any questions, just let me know. I'm just trying to make do for the delay that we have with it. And having 2 devices worked out quite well. I hope this all made sense for you. It's I'm quite passionate about understanding this, and getting it has changed my life, changed my marriage for sure. Oh, okay. I can do that. Oh, with the new cards. All right. So, Kim, are you on here still? I think you are. Joy. Awesome. So in the feminine, receive, allow yourself to receive joy. Joy, joy, joy is very receptive. It's important to be in that space. Sure. So we got our 3 people then. I love this card. Isn't that a happy card? All So Kim, your lesson is to allow yourself to receive some more joy. All right, let's see. And Kathy wants one. Were you able to see what I said though, Kim? Did you see your card? If not, message me and I'll send you a picture of it. Yeah, they all are. These are incredible. Jessica, we have to talk about this because the vibration of this art is something that I've never experienced. This modality, this art of raising frequency is something I have never experienced anything quite like this. And today I had sessions in my office with it and integrated the healing discs with it. This is one of the discs, and this is for the throat chakra. It's difficult to see it. And I have this out because I wanted to speak clearly, and I actually feel like I did a better job than I normally do because I didn't stutter and or stop too much, and I had a nice flow of thoughts, so that's kind of cool. And then I had this one to help ground me to the earth. This is the Earth Star, Power of Compassion. So, I was talking about the art. So let's do. Yeah, I do get pretty excited about this stuff. All right. Oh, healing. Kathy, you get healing, which this is a great one. I'll send you a picture of it. You have these cards, I think, right? If you want to pull these out, maybe both of them, and maybe read the masculine of it, because that one has all the words and the affirmations to it. And you can even use this. I used these in some sessions the other day where I just kind of like waved it over the energetic field of the person. It was really fun to do that. Yeah, so this one, the healing card, pull out both of them if you want. Oh, and my daughter actually had a little bit of, her foot's been hurting her, and she's having some soft tissue issues, and she's in a little boot to help it heal. And we've been using the cards. She's picking cards every night and kind of waving them over her foot and the discs as well, and she's feeling like they're making a difference. And I know the day that I had here today, definitely, I mean, it was fantastic. The change in yeah, just amazing stuff. We got Kathy and then Jessica. Yes? Yeah. Awesome, Kellen. And Kellen, did you have any questions in particular? I'm so glad that you're enjoying it. I love all of this, and I think it's important to share the wealth, share the information, share the knowledge. And, you know, I love our card because, yeah, the more aware we are, the more we know, the more we can change things and teach each other. And... Oh, I sell them, Kellen. So if you want to just message me. Are you in the U.S.? All right. Jessica. Courage. And the feminine. So there's more receptivity, allowing. Oh, I love this for you so much. Okay, great. Yeah, just go ahead and message me and we can set them up. I don't remember off the top of my head. They're 22. Yeah, they're great cards. I love them a lot. And they can be integrated, like I talked about, using them for healing, not just like Oracle, which you can use it for Oracle, but you can also integrate them because of their frequency. So, Jessica, courage. Have some courage. I think of the cowardly lion from The Wizard of Oz, and he had a heart the whole time. He just had to remember and experience it. And I feel like the feminine cards of these are very much about receptive, allowing you to receive what the message is rather than ask for a request, which is fine. They're both fine. And, you know, masculine and feminine in balance is fine. So yeah, I love this one for you. All right, guys, I think that is a wrap. I need to probably get home to my lovely little girl, who my husband and my son are on a camping trip. So my daughter is hanging out with Grandma, and she may or may not be watching me right now. So hi, Adeline, if you are on there. All right, guys. So tomorrow we're going to do 7 p.m. and we are going to talk about what chords are, how they relate, and we'll kind of wrap it up. I probably will be doing a group distance healing specifically for ancestral patterns relating to relationships. So what that means is any kind of resistance that we have within us related to ancestry. So if we have difficulties in our relationship and the primary part of it is ancestry, that's what we're going to heal tomorrow. It'll be at the end of the talk. These healings are really good. I really enjoy doing them, and they're quite powerful, even they're in a group setting. And if you'd like to join me for that, what I usually like people to do is have a glass of water ready, and that way that can receive the healing energy as well, and you can utilize that throughout the evening. So that's tomorrow at 7, and feel free to invite anyone you want to come listen to this and the topics that we cover in the group. Thank you so much for hanging, and I will see you all tomorrow.